If you're anything like me, you have gotten onto your favorite streaming platforms the last few times and realized that they just don't have all of the things that they used to. The quantity is not there, the quality is not there, and it makes you think, maybe I should go ahead and cancel my subscription. But of course, then something new is about to come out that you want to see, so you hold on to that subscription for a little bit longer and a little bit longer, and then you finally get to watch the thing that came out, and most of the time, it sucks. Well, that was my experience with The Hawk. I will be canceling my Netflix today after I finish this series, and I will likely only renew it when something that I really want to see, like Grown Ups 3, comes out. I believe that is a Netflix only movie. And to be honest with you, I'm even going to think about maybe not even doing that after the recent news that Netflix is partnering with Ben Affleck's company to start adding generative AI into a lot of their movies and shows. Now, did The Hawk have a lot of generative AI in it? None that I could really realize, but I will tell you one thing. The script felt like it was written by AI in a lot of different points. The theme song felt like it was written by AI. It felt like something that you would get out of that little Suno app. It's just like, his name is The Hawk. He's a golfer, the greatest golfer in the world. That's literally it. That is all that they could spend time, money, and effort on, is that little stinger right there. And I don't know if Will Ferrell just had a lot of fun doing this project, or if, you know, maybe it was a major cash grab. I know everybody goes to that, but I have seen that Will Ferrell in the past really does seem like the kind of guy to do stuff that he really wants to do. So that's why this was so surprising to me. The Hawk is a new Netflix original show that will more than likely just live and die at one season, because everything about it was uninspired, unimaginative. I mean, there was nothing creative. I would say that I probably laughed one time per 30-minute episode, and that's really being gracious. There were a few episodes that I watched where I just thought, wow, this isn't even funny. And you might be saying, well, in the areas that it's lacking in the comedy, it must make up for in character building and relationships and, you know, real world problems and things of that nature. It just felt like every time they tried to do that, it went nowhere and turned back into a terrible little, you know, who can write the shittiest joke competition, to the point where Will Ferrell's delivery can't even come out. So Will Ferrell is a washed up pro golfer that just comes back to being a golfer and becomes absolutely amazing the entire time while embarrassing his son, Lance, who is also a golfer. He's played by this dude from Real Bros of Simi Valley. I think it's James Torty or something like that. I don't really know this guy's name. I've never seen him online. He's a huge YouTuber. I've seen a lot of clips of him, but he was a standout in this. I think because of his voice and the way that he looks, a lot of people think that he's dumb and one-dimensional. And so they kind of cast him as that in this as well. But I got to see him sort of play more of a straight man character, and I thought that he was phenomenal. I would love to see him in more, I mean, a couple of smaller roles, of course, to start, but I'd love to see him in a couple of big things. I think he could be a very good supporting, you know, B-list actor. So that was a big standout for me. Also, the girl who played Sam, I can't find, or I haven't looked up anybody's name and prepared for this video, because to be honest with you, I kind of already want to forget this show. You would think that Will Ferrell being the star of it would really save a lot of the episodes, but it felt like they were just setting him up for dog shit over and over and over again. Everything was so painfully unfunny, to the point where I'm like, man, I really want to start skipping through these episodes, but they're only like 25 minutes each, and it's only 10 episodes. This should be a very digestible thing, but instead, it felt like a chore for me to watch. But alas, I do it for you. So Will Ferrell returns back to the PGA after winning a couple of these smaller events, gets on the PGA Tour, and immediately starts upshowing his son. His son has this big identity crisis because he doesn't really know if he wants to be this pro golfer that he already is, because that's what his dad does, and there's a whole dynamic there. Also, Lance, Will Ferrell's son, his mother is divorced from Will Ferrell, but they're still basically together. Every time they see each other, they're banging, And there's a whole weird dynamic with her. To be honest with you, a subplot about her starting a beverage company. Also, if you're watching this gameplay right now and wondering why I'm just standing around, I believe this is the part in the gameplay in which I start activating as many cheats as I can and doing a bunch of stupid shit. I absolutely love this gameplay. I have the stick light glue cheat on, so I am driving with insane handling everywhere that I go. If that's why it looks like I'm such an idiot and trying to make this cop pissed off. Anyways, she has a very uninspiring plot where it's just about her selling some drink brand and it really just feels like it's there to just buy more time. There were so many scenes in this where I was like, man, this scene's going on for way too long. They don't have shit. I have a feeling that they filmed this shit in like 5 days. Like I'm honestly being a little bit gracious when I say that. I really think that they could have filmed this entire show in 3 days. With the amount of takes that it probably took to just read these AI things, I think 72 hours, bada bing, bada boom, cash grab, done. Do not watch this show. And I think that you should also cancel your Netflix. This will be my next video that I post. I am befuddled at the fact that Netflix just drops out of nowhere that 300 of their original movies and series have used generative AI, and that's just generative AI. That's not script writing AI. Like, that has nothing to do with editing and all of these crazy things. It's ridiculous and disgusting. And to be honest with you, this show, it just encapsulates all of it. It is a sinking ship that we should not be funding anymore. They do not have good movies, not even old movies. How many times do you go? And maybe you don't pay for all the streaming services. Maybe you're on your parents or your friends or you share an account, but you might pay for one or for two. It still feels like too much because I'm on all of them. I have an account on basically every streaming service besides the stupid ones like MGM Plus that nobody fucking cares about. I have all of the shit, and every time I check for the movie that I want to watch, it's almost a 90% guarantee that that movie will not be on streaming services. So then why do you have the streaming services? For new events like this, for a new show like this. And then you watch it and it's just awful. They tried to throw in some lovey-dovey bullshit at the end about how his son and him have this whole nice thing where he goes to blow the game. And he actually blows the game on accident, this game that he was about to win, to be the PGA Tour champion and all this crap. But his son makes up a lie and tells him, I'm going to get killed if you don't throw this game. He really doesn't even care. He still tries to win the game, but he just ends up accidentally throwing the game. And there's this nice moment where it's like, oh my God, they're right back in each other's lives again. But up until that very point in the very last episode, they hated each other. There was no character growth. And it looked like every time there was about to be a scene where there was some major character growth, it all just got screwed up and lost in the AI's brain or whatever scriptwriter wrote this. I want to let you know, you suck. And you are not as good as other people doing this. So just stop doing it. And if you did have AI write this, that's embarrassing. If it was you who wrote it, then it really feels like a shitty computer. So fix your fucking work and make it better for the people like us that spend over $20 a month. I know that I sound like I'm being a little stingy because I'm always bringing up how much everything costs. Do you understand that is $240 a year you are paying to watch bullshit like The Hawk when it comes out, or some new fucking episode of WWE because it's only on Netflix now, and now you're roped into that because they know they don't need to cater to moviegoers. These are not streaming services for movie fans anymore. Just because Netflix has Moneyball right now doesn't mean that it shouldn't have a bunch of other fucking heaters just like that. I should not have to go to Netflix and scroll for 15 minutes to find something that even remotely piques my interest. And then you get these new big things. Will Ferrell in a comedy show. I mean, my God, when's the last time that happened? He is the front man of 10 episodes. This should be a huge thing. Everyone should be talking about it, but they're not. And I guarantee you the only people who are going to be talking about it are people like me who said that this was uninspired. It was boring. It was not even fun. It wasn't even fun. Some of the shittiest movies, shittiest shows in the world are so fun. This was not that. It sucked. And I sat through all 10 episodes so that I could plainly say 100% positively, this is dog shit. Do not watch it. And I think that you should consider canceling your fucking Netflix subscription. Not just because of the AI topic, but because what do they have to offer you? Think back on how many times you have opened up Netflix, looked for what you wanted, got what you wanted, and watched it in that same moment like you used to 10 years ago before the entire environment, the entire market was flooded with this kind of crap. And that is how I feel about The Hawk. I will give The Hawk a 4.5, and that is only hinging on the fact that if somebody tells me there were no computers involved, I will believe them. I don't know how you would know because Netflix doesn't share any of that information with you. There is no disclaimer. There is no warning. They just drop this out of nowhere and drop their stock 9% in the process, by the way, because they know that people do not like this. And Netflix already had a lot of thin ice with their Netflix originals. I've been a ride or die for some Netflix originals that I think are phenomenal, like The Harder They Fall. I mean, my God, that is one of the best movies that has ever been made by Netflix. It was so good. I enjoyed Happy Gilmore too. But now you've come out and said that 300 Things have AI and all this crap. Is Happy Gilmore 2 half AI? Are these huge sets and, that we would think would be a green screen? Is this all just generated by AI? Do I have to go in to every Netflix original with a critical eye now? No, I just won't fucking watch it anymore. And that's the end of it. And The Hawk is really the embodiment of it for me because you get such a powerhouse like Will Ferrell and you just piss it down the drain. Whereas with Adam Sandler, I thought it was a really fun and good idea. And also, it's a little weird to have a comedian doing a show about him being a pro golfer when Happy Gilmore is like the movie that everyone talks about with comedians being fucking in this golf. That's the thing. So it just felt weird. It felt like an off-brand Happy Gilmore. It felt like nobody wanted to be there besides the guy who played Lance. I really, and the girl who played Sam, I thought they were both exceptional. And I do hope that this opens up some more opportunities for them. But it just felt gross. It felt like a cash grab. And you know what it felt like? It felt like an extra $240 in my fucking pocket every year. And if they come out with some bullshit, I'll re-sign up again. I'll probably find a promo. I'll probably get it for half off. And then I will set myself a reminder to cancel it because it is trash. Ladies and gentlemen, Netflix has fallen. And I believe personally that for movies, HBO Max and Paramount Plus are on top, and for shows, it is obviously Apple TV. And in my opinion, those are the only acceptable choices at this point. I know a lot of people get sucked in because maybe their favorite show's on Hulu or their favorite show's on Netflix. Once you get done with it, think about the reason why you're there. Think about if you really are going to get $20+ of value out of this streaming service, and then I want you to go through the long jumping pages and cancel your subscription because this is dog shit that they are making. Thank you everybody for watching. My name is Carter and I make videos about movies. I like movies. I like TV shows. I like this art of filmmaking. And so if you like that, please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if I'm an idiot. Shout out to everybody for my George Lucas video being my most interacted video and the Obsession video also doing very well. I'm going to link both of those videos at the end of this one. And yeah, if you could drop a comment with what you want me to watch next, I will. If you want me to rave about it, hate on it, just give me a movie and I will give you my honest and unfiltered opinion. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.